This program is proudly brought to you by Centrebet and puntersparadise.com.au.
Hello there, welcome along to a brand new show here on TVN. It's called Talkin Thru Your Kick. It's exactly that. My name's Russell Barwick, and hopefully over the next little bit we'll be able to help you out with that wonderful little pastime we call the punt. I'm going to be joined by a couple of experts and a couple of mugs on the way, and I'm a self-confessed mug, but this man is not to my right. Brett Zarafa from the Daily Telegraph. Mug punter, good punter or expert?
G'day Russ, g'day everyone. Geez, I think there's a blurred vision there going on between what you can decide me as, but happy to be here, and what a weekend to start this show with probably the hottest topic in Australian punting so far going on in the weekend, Black Caviar. She won. But, geez, it's been hotly debated since.
It certainly has, and we'll have a look at the race. We'll debate the whys, the wherefores, the mistakes that have been admitted by Luke Nolan and everything else about the race very, very shortly. And our Melbourne crew, headed up by Centrebet's Michael Felgate and the Herald Sun's Nick Quinn. G'day, boys.
Hello, boys. I hope you're well, and what an unbelievable weekend of racing and all sport. It may be the middle of winter, but gee, we had some massive bets over this weekend, and I'll tell you all about them throughout the show. And I think this man to my right may have actually placed a few of them.
Yeah, I do enjoy the occasional financial investment there, Michael, so a little bit going on, but lots of buzz down here in Paradise, also known as Melbourne, with the home of Black Caviar. So it was great to see her get the job done, and lots of talking points after the race. The
man with the second best hair in racing is Nick Quinn. Your thoughts are welcome, of course. You can send us a tweet at TVNTTYK, Talking Through Your Kick, or on our website. Our partner is puntersparadise.com.au. Just head to one of the forum pages and everything can be contacted that way, or you can even send us an email, ttyk@tvn.com.au. Rap and slap. Every week we're going to give somebody a rap or a slap in horse racing. Go.
My rap goes to Peter Moody and Luke Nolan. The Black Caviar saga has been going on for months this year, right the way through our Australian campaign into England. They've handled the media perfectly. Countless interviews, countless questions, having to front up daily to do their job. Peter Moody has done a fantastic effort to promote racing to the world and to the Australian general public. Well done.
Yeah, can't argue with that one, Michael. Rap or a slap?
I'm going to give a rap to the Australian punting public. It's the middle of winter. The race that Black Caviar was in was run at 1:45 in the morning, yet Australian punters wagered at Centrebet almost $1.5 million on her race alone. And we're talking about a horse that started $1.20. So everyone out there who had a wager, whether it be through the love of the horse or to make $1 on Black Caviar, good on you for having a crack.
Nick?
I'm going to give a slap, and I'm going to give a big one to Aidan O'Brien, because he took our best middle distance horse off the country's favourite trainer and he's ruined him. And finally, So You Think has a good win and we're all happy. So what does he do? He comes out and tells us all how badly he's trained the horse and just rubs salt into the wound of the Australian punters.
OK, a rap or a slap from the boys. We'll start it each and every week. And let's talk about the biggest story in Australian sport, Australian racing. She was front page, I think, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Of course, Sunday, they got the presses out very, very quickly. This is the biggest race in Australian racing this year, Black Caviar. You know what colours she's in and you know how it turns out, but let's just relive it all again.
On the far side, Restia d'Argent, Moonlight Cloud in the white jacket, beginning to try and get on terms with Black Caviar. Luke Nolan shakes up Black Caviar. What can she find? Sol went very fast. Black Caviar takes it up now, chased by Restia d'Argent. Moonlight Cloud is attacking on the stand side. Then Sol, Krypton Factor. Black Caviar's in front. Here comes Moonlight Cloud on the stand side with Restia d'Argent, a twin French assault. Black Caviar needs the line. He's easing up on her, and he's just scraped in. Oh, he nearly blew it. But Black Caviar, she's still unbeaten. I think she's just scraped in.
Well, the race caller was 100% right, Brent. We all watched it. She wins by the barest. I mean, I missed the white line all of a sudden that you see in the TVN coverage, and I think he must have got it mixed up. You tell me what you thought.
I think he's just had a complete brain fade, as he's come out and openly said, because a jockey of his calibre doesn't make a mistake like that on the big occasion.
He rode there during the week, so he knew where
he
it
did,
was.
but you could see in the camera angle going into the gates, I think it was a perfect vision that they showed. He looked very, very nervous before the race, and I just think the occasion might have got to him. Yes, Black Caviar, we've since found out that may have had a few back problems, may have had a few injuries. She may not have been at her best. He said he eased her up, but I still can't understand why. And I didn't have a bet in the race, and I get nervous. Even watching this slow-mo, I'm still getting nervous.
I agree. Michael and Nick, you're watching the replay like us. She was throwing her head around before the start of the race, very unlike her.
No, it wasn't like her in the start. And I'll tell you what, luckily I watched the race in hospital because my wife, we had our first baby on Friday night. And I'll tell you what, at the 100, I was pressing the buzzer, bring in the oxygen nurse, because I thought she was gone. And I did have a little all up, I must say. So there was a monetary involvement there. And I thought, geez, I can't believe I can stop the fastest horse in the world. But it was a simple brain fade. And I tell you what, Luke Nolan, thank his lucky stars that he was on a horse that was able to respond again the last 3 strides, because if he had got beaten on Black Caviar, it wouldn't matter what he does for the rest of his career, he could win 4 or 5 Melbourne Cups. He would have always been remembered as the jockey who got Black Caviar beaten. So after the race, I don't know what your thoughts were, Nick, but even though she had won, it almost felt like a loss to me, because I was just gutted that she wasn't able to go over there, spread eagle the field and show the Poms how good she is and how good we know. And it was almost a relief to find out the next day that she didn't pull up 100%.
You've spoken like a true punter. You've started with, I didn't have a bet, and followed it with, I had a multi with her in it. So does it not count?
Brent said he didn't have a bet. I had a bet. I declare when I had a bet.
Yeah, no.
I had a bet, and I managed to somehow lose because I backed her to win by more than 3 lengths, which she didn't quite do. Look, I know it wasn't a great ride by Luke Nolan, but she clearly wasn't at her best as well. How many times have we seen Luke go easy on her that last 100 or 200 metres, and she still continued to run away from them? I think that was easily her worst career performance, but the main thing is she won, and we can all breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of the big goes on the race. And this is just, we picked the eyes out of them, of course. 500,000 on Black Caviar at $1.25. In hindsight, just stealing money. 300,000 at $1.23. 100,000 on $1.20. 1.45 million. That was centrebet.com. So obviously there's a lot of betting organisations. You know, we're talking up Melbourne Cup levels. Sure, the big punters come out. 675 clients had a bet on the winning margin alone. And that was a nose. And the biggest bet by some bloke who had way too much cash after something. 9,500 on Frankel. On Black Caviar winning 6 to 10 lengths at $3.70.
I don't think he was feeling good with himself after the race.
For the bookmakers, the only silver lining was the margin betting. I know for us at Centrebet it gave us a small win. Black Caviar, fair to say, if she had got rolled, it would have been a box and dice for all the corporate bookmakers out there. They would have won everything. I think in her 22 race wins at Centrebet alone, she's taken about 5 to 6 million out of the company. But I tell you what, we were actually hoping that she would hang on and win, because what she does for racing.
Lie. No, that's a lie.
I told you I had a multi going. I'm talking about myself. And for a horse like Black Caviar, it's good to see her win. And look, we're talking about $1.20. The person who had $500,000 on her is closely connected to the horse. And how do you think they would have been feeling with about 100 to go? $500,000 at $1.25.
Well, if he's closely connected to the horse or she, they're probably in front overall anyway. So I read a stat that if you had $1 all up, you're now into the $250 mark. So it's not bad for a little lazy dollar.
I just couldn't imagine what the feeling would have been like before the race if you've had 500,000. Like I said before, I didn't have a bet. I was sitting in my lounge room.
Let's ask Nick. He's probably had that bet on a regular basis. The Queen, she got amongst it, of course, Royal Ascot, and there she is. I saw John Massara. He was in the carriage, I think, one behind the Queen. He was one out, one back behind the Queen.
For me, this is one of the best photos of the week from the Royal Ascot.
It's our Twitter photo.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It just shows you what racing does to people, and that is the Queen of England, Her Majesty herself. And there she is going to Black Caviar to give her a pat after a Diamond Jubilee Stakes win.
As you would expect, the Twitter sphere was on fire with all sorts of tweets through all sorts of accounts, and we've got a couple here from at TVN_TTYK. Cameron Smith, this is the part that I like. How good was Black Caviar? The big girl, too much class. He was ready. He was in Mackay, ready for a game of football. Congratulations to Peter Moody. Michael Clark, once in a lifetime horse, Black Caviar. So, I mean, it's something, but this is the one that gets me. Black Caviar was not 100% in the race. We'll look at her when we get home and she might be retired. That comes from the Racing Post, ex-Peter Moody. So he knew something was wrong. Huge Bowman, I've just changed my nappy. Looking forward to a good night's sleep now.
It's good to see Hugh Bowman there with a good sense of humour.
Yes, the great Huge Bowman. And Daniel Moore, cool, something, hand Luke. And briefly got us all into a bit of concern. She actually has captivated, I think there was one that Ray Thomas, your co-worker, sent out, that she stopped the nation, and it was retweeted saying she stopped many nations.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And you see Michael Clark. I saw a couple of tweets also from Michael Owen, the English footballer, Ma Nonu, New Zealand rugby union player. It's not just Australia. This horse has gone global, and it's certainly captured the imagination of everyone.
And Nick, particularly with your publication, the Herald Sun, I think there was 400,000 people that were watching it in Melbourne, according to the TV ratings. And Federation Square, there was chockers.
Oh, only in Melbourne could you pack out Federation Square on a beautiful balmy Melbourne evening.
night.
Yes, that's right. But what I absolutely love about Black Caviar, and irrespective of how much we all love a punt, is it's the middle of footy season and she's front and back pages, she's headlining the news, so she's just doing wonders for the sport of racing, and hopefully, in generations to come, what she's doing now we'll really see come to the forefront.
Well, speaking about football, you mentioned all the great stars that were following her. What about Daisy Thomas, who lost her bet? So he has got a tattoo of Black Caviar and the Silks on his left butt cheek. Yep. And how do you think he would have been feeling at the 100? He actually tweeted out after the race that now that she's won, he might get a tattoo of Moody on the other side just to even things up.
Well, I mean, he should have been getting ready, or no, he would have just been finishing his footy match, so he's probably A-OK. But now I think the way that the rest of the Australian sporting public has welcomed her is just terrific. And from our website, puntersparadise.com.au, have a look at some of the forum posts. And it was going nuts, 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know about you blokes, I couldn't sleep. What was Nolan thinking from Surround 12? Something that for a joke. What the hell was Nolan thinking? I can't even begin to imagine the uproar had she not got up. And that would have been the thing. They went all the effort to take her over. She's always going to be considered as having been lucky rather than dominant and deserving. And that's probably a very, very... well, here's one. What's this ease down? Nolan was into her at the 100 and she was struggling to pull away. Well, it's a fair point. I reckon she would have struggled to win by more than a length, no matter how aggressive he was.
And I think that comes down to what we've understood post-race, that she has pulled a couple of muscles in her back and across her chest, and that shows her explosiveness was not there, as we have seen in the past.
OK, but speaking of explosiveness, there was certainly one runner that was explosive in the Ascot Carnival, and Frankel was his name. Now, we all over here are dead set saying that Black Caviar is the most dominant horse in the world. This bloke might have put his hand up, and we're going to have a fictitious poll in a second between our experts and throw it out to the viewers. Frankel v Black Caviar, both as fit as Mallee Bulls and hands can make them. 1,400 metres, is that a fair number?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Who wins? That's going to be... Because this was Frankel on the opening night. Let's have a listen and just watch in awe of this unbelievable performance.
And he opens up in tremendous style. 4-5 lengths clear of Acceleration. The rest are well beaten off, and it's all the ones for Frankel. It's going to be 11 from 11 here. The champion of the world, Frankel, in majestic form by 8 or 9 in the Queen Anne. Brilliant performance in second Acceleration, just holding on from side glance on the near side, then Indomito, followed by Windsor.